welcome to PFG Nerd Sessions, and today you are kicking it with Freeform 64, and I have a special guest with me, Glam Gangsta, the beautiful, talented, killer instinct ass kicker. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What up, everybody? I'm excited to be here.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do a video on a really hot topic that has been discussed a lot today. A lot of people are going into a huge panic, and that's the Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild not being released for the Wii U after all this wait. But before we get into that, I want to go ahead and let everybody get to know you, Glam Gangsta. Tell everybody about yourself. You know, what's your gaming history?
Well, I started off gaming when my dad bought an Atari back in the 80s. Okay?
Oh my God.
And Pac-Man and what was it, Galactica or some weird game where it was just shooting little things in the air or whatever.
Yeah.
And then after that, there was a little period of time, I was just being a kid, and then all of a sudden the Nintendo came out, and then my parents got me a Nintendo, and I'm telling you, my favorite game was Super Mario. And then I like the Mike Tyson boxing game.
Really you're the Punch Out Queen,
yes.
huh?
And what was the Duck game? I love that.
Oh, Duck Hunt.
Yes, Duck Hunt. Yes. And then there was one other game that came with the little running pad. It was like the racing game.
Yeah,
you could run
the
on
track
that.
and field.
That was so much fun.
They're way ahead of their time.
Yeah.
Way ahead of their time.
So then after that, my brother ended up getting a Sega Genesis. So we had the Nintendo and the Sega Genesis.
So you were already seriously gaming by the NES, or were you kind of still casual? And then when did you really start becoming like a gamer, saying like, you know what, I want to play this, I want to get that? You kind of started looking for games yourself.
Okay, I'll tell you, when I really started wanting to play games was like last year.
Really? Okay, so you've kind of been a casual. You've had gaming in your life.
I've had a Wii, and I like that. And I was gonna get an Xbox because I went to a friend's house and he was playing Dragon Ball Z one time, and that game was so much fun. It was on a 360.
Oh, okay.
And at the time, I already had the Wii, and I was like, man, I'm gonna get me a 360 because I want this game. And
right.
Then, of course, I like some of the other fighting games and everything, like Tekken. But I never did get the 360, and then after I played on the Wii for a little while, and then
life. On the Wii. The Wii's pretty cool.
Of course, the Wii Sports was one of my favorites.
Yeah, Wii Sports was fun.
Because I love the whole interacting, feeling like I'm bowling or playing tennis.
Yeah.
And then I love Just Dance. That was really fun. But I didn't really get into a lot of the games on the Wii because of the type of system it was. I was just like, I don't know how I'm gonna play a shooting game or something else. So I didn't really get into looking at different games for the Wii, so I just kind of played those few little games, and then
the casual games.
Yeah, and then cool. Life happened, and and you just kind of just go on, doing other things, and then just recently, my brother came over with the Xbox One, and Grand Theft Auto. That's what got me.
Grand Theft Auto got you, huh?
Grand Theft Auto got me back into gaming, but not as a casual gamer anymore. I can say now that I am completely a gamer. I am picking games, I'm playing games, and I am whooping ass in games.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
One of my favorites is Rainbow Six Siege. I love that game. I just like the whole idea that it's kind of slow, and you have to be methodical about everything, and it's just relaxing. It's a good shooter, first person shooter, and I like it.
Okay.
I love Grand Theft Auto though. I could be a badass,
Right.
All the things that I ever thought I might have wanted to do in life on a bad side, I could just do that in the game,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Well, that's really, really cool. It's good to know also, you are, what is it, killer instinct.
Oh, yeah.
Ass kicking. Yeah. Badass, let's put that on the record because I have a hard time myself kicking that ass. I try to refrain from those fights. But, so yeah, that's cool. Thank you for giving a little bit of your background. And, you obviously know about the Nintendo Switch, the Wii U, and things like that. So you've been informed with those things, So you've heard the news that the Breath of the Wild may not be coming to the Wii U. Now, there's a lot of different opinions out there on this potentially being, the truth. Now, let's just go on hypotheticals, because obviously no one knows if this is going to actually be the case, that it's not coming out on the Wii U, but it is a rumor, so let's just discuss it hypothetically. If this were to be true, how do you feel about the Breath of the Wild not coming to the Wii U after it being announced and shown various times over the last few years for the Wii U, and only being released on the Switch now that has been announced, and that's what everybody's looking at today. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, well, I understand it can be disappointing for the people that purchased the Wii U and have been waiting for this game.
Mm-hmm.
But my opinion is, I think Nintendo's doing the right thing to not release it, because as we know, how many of the Wii U consoles have been sold? I mean, it was under, what, 20 million, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 20. around 13, 14 million.
Okay,
so we'll go ahead and be nice and say 15 million consoles total. So
okay, so you got 15 million consoles, and then you have to think about what percentage of people are Zelda fans, you know? Mm-hmm. And then you got to think about, are people even still playing the Wii U, like, really like that right now? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if I was Nintendo, I understand it's disappointing, but I would totally be on the side of, let's not release that game on the Wii U. Let's just release it on the Switch. Because how many people even still own their Wii U's?
Okay.
And I feel like it would be a waste of money for Nintendo to go ahead and put the Breath of the Wild on that platform. Just leave it on the Switch. And all the people that have Wii U, the good thing is all their games that they have are going to be backwards compatibility, right? Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. So, on the Switch, you said what now? I'm sorry.
So all the Wii U owners are going to have backwards compatibility if they switch over to the Switch, correct?
No, not as far as I know, because the Switch is not going to be a disc-based console. It's going to be cartridge-based. So none of those discs are going to work for the Switch. Yeah.
Let me tell you, I didn't own a Wii U, to be honest. I didn't know how it operated, so I didn't know if they had online games. I knew it had a disc, but I mean, the Xbox has a disc.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, I'll give you a basic rundown of the Wii U and how it actually runs. So, I mean, it does have a few online games, but the online is rather abysmal. Let's be honest here, guys. The online sucks on the Wii U. So, you have, it's a disc-based game system, just like the Wii. It's just like the Wii, slightly upgraded, and it has a gamepad that you pretty much have to use in order to play the game, in order to play the majority of the games. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, I mean, if they were to have any kind of, quote-unquote backwards compatibility, it would have to be like a download, Like you'd have to be able to just download the game to your SD card or like a blank cartridge or something, and it'd be the Wii U version. I mean, that could be a possibility, but what I've seen now is what they're doing is, which I doubt they're gonna do that. What they're doing now, though, that has been confirmed, are just ports basically. So instead of having a backwards compatibility version, they just remake the game for the Wii U or for the Switch, and it just looks like the Wii U version and plays like the Wii U version, but a bit more updated visuals and maybe a few extras added to the game. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyhow, look, I still agree with Nintendo. I understand that some people may think that's not good business practices, but you have to think how long it may have taken them to try to, get this game completed. And by the time they had a complete game, they were already like maybe halfway through in the works of the whole Nintendo Switch. So, sometimes a business has to change their minds because they have to think about their bottom line. And at the end of the day, they're still thinking about their consumers because they're creating a better console compared to the Wii U. So it's like, okay, we heard your complaints and your gripes about the Wii U, so we brought something better. And you know what? Hopefully this will make up for us not getting you the Breath of the Wild. So, hey guys, we're sorry, but hey, we still have some great things going on. I think people should give Nintendo a break because it's not like they're constantly doing bad business practices, unlike some other companies we know of, which we're not gonna say no names, but
yeah, they do a couple of things that are pretty irritating by a few of us. One of the things that really bothers me as a fan is the fact that they have these copyright laws or things that they enforce to where you can't stream or share any of the videos unless they take, pretty much all the profit from you. And, you go into a business agreement with them. You can't just share it the way that, we do 360 games and whatever, or not 360, but Xbox One games and whatnot. That's the one thing that really bothers me about them. Some other people are bothered by, what was it? Oh, that some, like independent developers, go and try to make remakes or their own versions of Nintendo games. And me personally, that doesn't bother me that Nintendo, when those people do that. Even though the games are great and they're fun, Nintendo shuts the projects down. You know, I understand they're trying to protect their IPs. I mean, look at what Super Mario Run did. You know, just yesterday already, I'm sure we're already at, 5 million downloads on Super Mario Run, most profitable game on any mobile platform ever, you know, as far as the cellular and tablet form goes. So, I mean, they have a very, very, very powerful collection of franchises, and they want to protect those. But again, that's a practice that, you know, people tend not to like, the gamers tend not to like. But as far as it's concerned, in my opinion on this, I personally think it sucks that they did not release, or that they could potentially not release the game for the Wii U, only because I'm a gamer and I know what it's like to hold on to a platform and have faith in it. Say, hey man, you know, at least we're gonna get this. Let's hold on to it. Let's go ahead and do this. And you know, all of a sudden, everything that you waited for, your whole investment, everything, you end up not getting. And that's a practice that I don't like with Sony, for instance. You know, they talk about games that aren't releasing forever, and you know, a lot of times the game never releases. I mean, for instance, you had a game like what was that game that just released finally, and it was in a broken state when it did release? The Last Guardian. I mean, people have been waiting for that game since the PS2. You know, I mean, could you imagine how if I were like seriously a diehard PS2 fan waiting for that game, and it never came out, and it didn't even release for the PS3, and it finally released for the PS4? I don't know. I mean, it's not that bad. And actually, after saying that, with that said, it wouldn't even be that bad. I have to be honest.
No, because you have to look at it like this. You know, they wanted to release it on the Wii U, but like I said, you know, they're going into development, and they're looking at it, and they're like, man, this game is really looking good. And then next thing you know, they're like, our console over here is really looking good. Do we really want to put that money into? Because think about it, how many people that own a Wii U is gonna go out and buy the Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, I'll say this: Legend of Zelda, the franchise, is a popular franchise amongst core gamers, but it is not a popular franchise amongst the casuals. So it's not going to do as well as, say, Mario or Pokemon. And that's just a given. Not to say that the game isn't going to be any good. The game is going to be fantastic. But it's just the barrier of entry is much higher for the casual gamer. You have to learn a lot of stuff. It's just not as simple, and the brand is not as popular. So
yeah, because from what I know of the Wii U, it didn't really do well in the gaming community as far as hardcore gamers.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at like all those hardcore gamers are Zelda fans that didn't buy Wii U. So I don't really think, you know, the core fan base is gonna miss out on the Wii U.
Nah, the core fan base is definitely gonna buy the Switch, you know, and Zelda when it comes out, for whatever it's on. But I will say this, you know, it again, it is disappointing to hear this, but again, it is just a rumor.
Yeah.
If it did happen, I'd be a bit hurt. Yeah. I don't own a Wii U, so it's not gonna bother me. But I do understand, like I said, what it's like for the gamers out there who have held onto the Wii U, who have made the investment, who have been really looking forward to getting the Breath of the Wild for the Wii U. But then again, I do know Nintendo, and they're all about quality over quantity. They'd rather not release a broken and, you know, messed up version of the game if that's a possibility, because some people were saying that it could technically not handle the game. And, you know, I wouldn't want to have, you know, a Wii U and be playing Breath of the Wild and it's a janky version when I have a fully clean, polished version on the Switch just being enjoyed by other people. Also, with the numbers, you know, because there's others out there who are saying, oh, it's not anything about having technical issues or anything. It's all about the numbers as far as the sales, and Nintendo not wanting to make that investment if this is actually the case. Well, I would say that it's probably not a bad idea for them, you know, even with that, to go ahead and, you know, make that jump to the Switch and just kind of focus all their resources on the Switch version. Because if you look at the Wii U sales, there aren't very many sales. So like I said, you had 15 million sales on a high end, you know. So let's see here. We've got I can't even find a good number on the total sales. So we're gonna go ahead and just be nice. and say 15 million in sales. So with 15 million in sales, you go to any GameStop, any pawn shop, and just knowing naturally that you're going to have returns and things of that nature when people purchase things, you see a ton of Xbox Ones and PS4s, in stock, just used. So they were sold by people who purchased them. And that's on a base of what, 24, 30, 50, quote unquote 50 million total consoles sold. You thinking maybe a good 10-20% of those consoles are in stores, just sitting on shelves, not being used. Then you have to think about the remaining number of consoles that are still in use by the gamers. How many of those gamers only bought that platform for Mario or for Just Dance? So again, how many of those people are really going to be interested in buying The Legend of Zelda on the Wii U? Your margin becomes even smaller. And then you look at how much it costs to even invest in the new engine that was built from the ground up for this game specifically. And this being Nintendo's most ambitious game ever. So again, your most ambitious game, your most beloved franchise by the core gamers, are you really going to take a chance and pretty much miss out on profit by releasing it on the Wii U? You're kind of going to go into the hole in that one. It kind of looks obvious here.
And then that's where you have to be understanding as far as business.
The business,
bottom line.
Yeah.
Because the bottom line is that business is here to make money.
You got to make money.
To put out a product for everyone to enjoy, and a good product. But their bottom line is to make money.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it may have been promised, but when they sitting at their board meetings, they're not thinking about what we promised the people in this game. They're thinking about well, how much are we gonna lose and how much are we gonna make? That's what they're thinking about.
Yeah, because they're not really selling in hot numbers today. The Nintendo Classic, the Mini, it damn near sold the same numbers as the Wii U. You're talking about a $60 virtual console that's locked in with a 2-foot NES controller. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I love it. It's a great, awesome little concept. It's a great stocking stuffer, and it's awesome for nostalgia. I salute Nintendo for making that. But when you have that product nearly outstripping your current generation console in sales, that's really saying something about the state of that console.
Yep.
And I am a diehard Nintendo fan. I don't give a damn what anybody thinks about me and how I feel about Nintendo as a company. I love the company. Doesn't mean I have to support everything that they do. And as it's shown, most of the Nintendo fans feel the same way.
Yeah.
They feel the same way.
The Wii U was a prime example of Nintendo fans
saying no.
Saying, nah,
no, I'm going to pass this. I'm going to pass on this. So, nobody, I don't give a damn who you are on the internet, how big your YouTube channel is, and how many followers and fans you got, and how many connections you think you have, or whatever. Only Nintendo knows how their consoles are really doing out there in the wild. No pun intended. But, as much as I want to see that game come out on the Wii U, I won't be surprised if it just doesn't make it, because it just doesn't look like the platform is just doing enough to secure all of those jewel cases, those hard copy discs, the artwork, everything to secure the shelf space for a game that's really not going to do the numbers that it needs. Yeah, the promotion and the marketing that's going to be invested in that. Why not just put that all into the Switch? That's what will make this rumor seem like it could be legit. But again, as a gamer, I would be sorely disappointed to see that happen.
I'd say this: if anything, they're gonna release Breath of the Wild on the Switch, first.
Okay.
And then maybe, ease it into the, Wii U.
I don't agree with that. No way. If it's gonna come out for the Switch and the Wii U, it's gonna come out at the same time. There's no way that they've had more time on the Wii U to make this game work, and then they're gonna release it on the Switch first. No way. I don't think so.
Well, I'll just say this. I personally believe they should just release it on the Switch.
Either way, I'm gonna ask you this: are you excited for the Breath of the Wild?
I'm not really a huge Zelda person. I never really played a Zelda. I never played a Zelda game, so that's where y'all lose me.
Okay, so what about Mario?
I love Mario.
See that? You see that, guys? And that is why, again, the Nintendo Wii U may not receive Breath of the Wild. I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. And people, also I want to add this, because I saw something the other day on Twitter. People were asking a silly question like, why would they release Mario first on the Switch as a launch title and Breath of the Wild later in like the summer or something?
Oh my gosh. When have they ever Come on, when have they ever put out a console? When has Nintendo ever put out a console without releasing Mario first?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so again, I say this as like, it's Mario is the way more popular franchise, and that's just what it is. And the funny thing was the response was, well, why not release it during the holidays? I'm like, because that game is gonna sell throughout the year. Breath of the Wild is a deep, entrenching game. It's going to immerse you into this deep world where you have to learn all kind of different things and really get immersed into the game to play it. The summertime is a perfect time to release that game because you've got nothing going on, as far as like mandatory school and work. Most people are off and enjoying themselves.
Or family events.
Right, And then say for instance you're doing some traveling for the summer. It's perfect for the Switch in the summer. You could pull that thing off the dock and keep it moving.
Y'all saw the guy on the airplane?
Yeah, so I think that's a perfect kind of launch period for Breath of the Wild. Again, as much as I would want as a core gamer, because I'm excited for Legend of Zelda. I love Legend of Zelda games, unlike Glam Gangsta, I'm not big on Mario. I enjoy Mario, but I am more of a Zelda fan. But there's less of me than there are of her, so why not drop that first heater, before the other one that's, not going to have the same type of success. So yeah, this kind of been dragging on. I want to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions on whether or not this is going to be happening, and what do you think, hypothetically, if this were to happen, how would you guys feel about this being the case? Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, after being discussed and shown at length and promised to be released on the Wii U, not coming to the Wii U, and instead only releasing on the Nintendo Switch. And also, if you don't agree with me on Glam Gangsta on Breath of the Wild being launched somewhere near the summertime and not during the launch day, and instead choosing Mario, if you don't agree with us, let us know why you don't agree with us. If you do, also let us know why you do agree, if your opinion tends to be different than ours. Anything you guys want to leave anybody with?
I just want to ask everybody, when you're making your decision about the whole rumor of the Breath of the Wild not being released on the Wii U, think about it in business terms. Like, take your emotions out of it and just really, really understand the business and the bottom line, and then make your decision. Yeah. But again, at the end of the day, we're all gamers, and we hope to see as many games on as many platforms as possible. So as a gamer at heart, I do still want to see Breath of the Wild launch for the Wii U, because those guys have been waiting, they've been loyal, they spent their money on Nintendo platforms anyway, when most of us said hell no. So, I think it'd be a great parting gift for those Wii U owners, seriously, for giving Nintendo their consumer dollars. If it doesn't, I get it, it's business, but let's just all hope it is going to release. And I'll say this, I agree with him on that. Like, I'm not saying I don't want to see the Wii U owners not get the game, but But yeah, again, when you approach the question, do come at it logically, and think of Nintendo and what they're looking at as a business, So yeah, that's what we like to see from you guys. Thank you guys for spending over 24 minutes with us on this just kickback that we're doing. This is the second one. I thank you, Glam Gangsta, for joining me on this one. I know thank you for having me. Yeah, you got a lot of your own things going on, and I really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this Nerd Sessions. There will be more to come. There will be more to come. But in the meantime, you guys keep it gaming. This is Freeform 64, and again, you guys are tuned into PFG Nerd Sessions. Until next time, you guys take care. Peace.